Harsh light has a bad reputation. Ask any portrait photographer and they will tell you to avoid midday harsh light and only shoot around golden hour for a soft and larger light source at a more desirable direction. However, most established and famous editorial photographers actually prefer midday sun because they really know how to shape harsh light. Soft light is great for weddings and just standard portraits, but you don't always have control over the time of day that you're capturing photographs. If you want to shoot fashion and high-end stuff, you just have to learn to work with harsh light. So in today's video, I'm going to give you guys free lighting techniques for working with midday harsh sunlight. I'll also share one bonus tip at the end of this video that comes in clutch when none of these techniques are working and you're at a job and you just got to get the job done. So let's jump right into it with my favorite, my most used, and also the easiest lighting technique in midday harsh sun, which is just backlighting. Backlighting is definitely the most flattering way to use harsh light due to the soft shadows that get casted on the face. It also portrays like a natural dreamy look to the image. The time of day does definitely affect the image, and using midday or harsh sunlight actually can have more positive effects than negatives. It does provide harsher shadows, but that also provides more contrast in the image. You get a much more natural and diverse amount of saturation and white balance, and you also get a much even exposure to the background due to the sun being higher in the sky. While later times in the day or sunset, the background actually becomes quickly washed out because of the lower angle of the sun. This also provides a big increase of warmth within your photo and removes all the diversity of saturation of colors within your image. Basically, you can backlight an image at any time of the day. The only real exception is at midsummer when the sun is directly above you and you have no direction to the shadows. Quickly show you what I mean. I'm just going to turn my key light off and use this little tube light to explain. So basically at full summer you will have the light right above here and you'll start to see that I have a lot of raccoon eyes and really unflattering facial features. But if the sun has a slight tilt to it, you can now see that my face is in the shadow, and just by adjusting your exposure you're going to get a much more flattering image. The next lighting technique is side light. Side light is when one side of the face is completely lit while the other side of the face is in complete shadow. This technique accentuates the natural contours of a face, bringing out the details and features such as cheekbones, nose, and also a jawline. This also creates a lot of depth in your image with the interplay of light and shadows, creating a lot of mystery and visual interest into the image. Getting side light at midday is definitely the hardest to get right, but by simply just lifting the chin up and then slightly tilting the head, you'll remove all of the shadows underneath the eyes, giving you a much flattering lighting feature on this side while having even fall off to the side. You can also get very creative with using a mix of side and backlighting, and this is something that you still get a full shadow within the face, but you're going to get a nice rim on one side. And also, if you use side lighting with a model's hair and using the hair to actually block the light, you're going to get a full nice soft shadow within the face. My third and final tip for shooting portraits in harsh midday sun is by using front light. Now, front light doesn't really portray its name, as you never really want the light source to come directly in front of the subject, as that is going to make the image very flat. And basically it is just a more acute angle than a side light, where rather than getting a full shadow on one side, you're now starting to add light into that shadow side of the face to accentuate those facial features. So just a quick couple of tips for front lighting. Basically, when you can see your shadow in the photograph, you're in the wrong spot for the lighting. Also in full midday sun, again, just tilting that chin and angling the head a little bit will get rid of these panda eyes out of one side of the face. I also want to note that if you ever see a nose shadow, this isn't a really flattering feature, even if you do get a harsh nose shadow and you still get that triangle on the cheek. So learning how to shoot and shape with harsh light is a very important portraiture technique. And even if you don't want to be a high-end fashion editorial photographer, you're just going to have to learn how to use this harsh light to get the images you want to get, because you don't always have control over the time of day you're shooting. And if all of these free lighting techniques are just not working for you and you're kind of stressing out, simply by just stepping into the shade, you're going to get a much evenly lit portrait. And also by simply just waiting for a cloud. A cloud is a massive diffuser. Like, here is a portrait that I shot in Tokyo at exactly 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon. And I think this image is fantastic. I did use that technique of just tilting the head up a little bit because I was casting a small shadow underneath Ellie's eye. And this is one of my favorite images and portraits that I took in Japan. If you guys did like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That really means a lot to me. Also, if you like the way that I've edited any of my portraits within this video, I do sell presets that are linked down below. All of the lenses and the gear that I've used to shot all of these portraits are linked in the description down below. And yeah, I'm just gonna get up, get out of here, go enjoy my day, and make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.